get a fig. Y'all, these fig trees are addictive. We talk about chicken math and all of these people who raise chickens, you know, you get two and then you have five, and then the next thing you know, you have 25. I think figs are the same way. These are easy to get addicted to. They're a lot of fun to grow. They taste absolutely amazing. I've got, hey everybody, this is Danny with Growing Together, a garden story where beginner gardeners come to grow. On today's Tuesday Fig Bit, I want to talk about fig rust, maybe even fig mosaic virus. A couple of things that we need to watch out for with our figs, but summer southern figs, they're just going to struggle with this fig rust. I've been doing some research on this, and I feel like there's not a whole lot I can do about this here in the South with hot, humid days and nights here. And the fig rust just seems to be prevalent in a lot of my fig trees. This really tall fig right here, this is an I-258, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this one, obvious signs of fig rust. He's lost several leaves, but not nearly as bad as this guy. So this is a Texas everbearing. This is actually one of my cuttings off of my original Texas everbearing. You can see all the leaves around the base. This is another Texas everbearing, same thing. Look at all the leaves around the base. And now you're starting to see that fig rust on this leaf as well. I was beginning to get really worried, especially when you can see this limb right here just lost all of its leaves, and these are only holding leaves at the top. And I started doing some research on fig rust, and what I found is summer in the South with fig trees, fig rust is just a thing you have to learn to live with. So this is another, this is a, well, I'm going to call it a Canton unknown. So we have Canton trade days here in East Texas. If you're from around here, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I bought this brown turkey. It was not labeled, but they told me it was a brown turkey. Until I get some figs, I won't know for sure. But you can really see the rust on this leaf. So the research, I pulled up Ross Ratty, I believe is his last name. Ross the Fig Boss. Y'all probably, if you like figs, you probably follow him. But I read a article that he wrote that talks about fig rust. Obviously identifying it, it's pretty easy to see that's what that is on those few trees. But he suggested using, or no, he did not suggest. He said if you're going to use a fungicide, try to use organic, but he was even against that and said pretty much just have to let fig rust run its course. And then I saw a video recently from Lazy Dog Farms and Travis there. He is a huge fig grower as well. He is in, I think, Georgia, but anyway, somewhere in the South. And he too talked about the fact that fig rust in the South is just something we have to live with. It's going to happen. I mean, these trees, literally, one of the things that Ross talked about was trying to keep them dry. It's so humid at night here and early in the mornings. When I come out, these figs literally are dripping water off of the leaves from the dew. It's just so hot. They're all bottom watered. All of these are on drip irrigation. So it's not like I'm getting the leaves wet on purpose. It just happens. It's the South. So I think I'm just going to hope that it runs its course. I'm not going to spray them with anything. Taking both Ross and Travis's Lazy Dog Farms, his suggestion, and not spraying, and I'm just going to hold on and hope that they start producing leaves and continue to produce figs. Now this one I'm a little bit worried about. So I'm not sure, maybe y'all can tell me. I see what looks like rust spots, and maybe that's all it is. That's what I'm hoping. But I'm a little worried that this may be fig mosaic virus. Maybe not. Maybe somebody in the comments can help me with that. If it is, I may just have to be done. This is a Celeste fig tree. I bought this one in, where did I buy this one? I don't even remember. I bought so many, but I've noticed this just recently starting to look a little splotchy around the so-called rust spots. And now I'm a little bit concerned. So some more research going to be done. I really didn't notice it this bad until I was making this video. So maybe fig mosaic virus is a possibility with this one. I'm going to have to do some research and look into that and what I can do about it. I know that Phil's Fig just recently put out a video on that. I'll have to check into that again and see if there's anything I can do about fig mosaic virus. All right, y'all, so that's today's Tuesday Fig Bit. I'm going to get out of here real quick. I want to show you something. Check this out. My original Texas Everbearing. Oh, it's getting close. That'll be the third one. Y'all, this Texas Everbearing fig is absolutely delicious. So I ate one just the other day. It's fantastic. What I really want to stress to all of you is get a fig. Y'all, these fig trees are addictive. We talk about chicken math and all of these people who raise chickens, you know, you get 2 and then you have 5 and then the next thing you know you have 25. I think figs are the same way. These are easy to get addicted to. They're a lot of fun to grow. They taste absolutely amazing. I've got 17 fig trees, 7 different varieties, and I'm steady looking to grow my orchard. Can you call it an orchard? They're all in pots. Maybe one day they'll be in the ground if I have a little larger property. But today's Tuesday Fig Bit, I encourage all of you, go out and get a fig. Even if it's something common, you don't have to spend a lot of money. Some of these I bought for less than $25. Go get you a fig tree, start growing figs, but beware, fig math is real. Hey everybody, never stop learning, never stop growing. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a great evening. Oh, these fig pots really look good. Can you call them fig pots? I know they're planters, but I call them fig pots. Oh, just cannot wait. Oh, are you ready yet? Not quite yet. Almost there. Almost there.